This is Frankie's Magic Football, Frank Lampard's first book of being an author, the famous footballer who scored the most goals for Chelsea Football Club's history. If you open, I'm going to read the first chapter of Frankie's Magic Football, Frank Lampard's first book, to you. Welcome to a fantastic fantasy league. The greatest football competition ever held in this world or any other. You'll need 4 in the team, so choose carefully. This is a lot more serious than a game in the park. You'll never know who your next opponents will be or where you will face them. So lace up your boots, players, and good luck. The whistle's about to blow. Shall we go in too? Frankie asked. Maybe Lou got lost. Nah, said Charlie, darting a glance towards the haunted house. She'll be out soon. Frankie and Charlie were standing by the exit, waiting for their friend Marie. The sun was dropping behind the ferry's wheel, and soon the funfair would be shutting down for the year and leave the town. Not scared, are you? Said Frankie. Charlie blushed, and all his freckles stood out. Of course not, Frankie grinned. He remembered that Charlie hadn't wanted to go in the last year either. It was pretty scary. There were walking skeletons, dangling swans and wailing ghosts. He would have gone in the game today with Lou, but it cost £1 and he only had 50p left. Frankie's dog Max was looking up hopefully at the stick of candy floss in Frankie's hand. Too sugary for you, Frankie said. He reached into his pocket and pulled out Max a doggy biscuit. Max opened his mouth and Frankie dropped it in, then tickled the dog under his furry white muzzle. The doors opened, a few screams drifted over, and then a balding man stumbled out with pale skin and wide eyes. It was their PE teacher, Mr. Donald. Looks like Donald's boots, said Frankie. Mr. Donald saw them and walked over, smoothing down a few hairs on his head. Is that a spider on your shoulder, sir? Asked Charlie. Mr. Donald jumped about a foot in the air, craning his neck. Only joking, sir, said Charlie. Mr. Donald fixed with a frown. I hope to see you both at football practice tonight. Of course, sir, said Frankie. We wouldn't miss practice for anything. Mr. Donald walked off, still checking his shoulder. The doors of the haunted house creaked open again, and Louise emerged. She was playing on her handled console, and we thought a skeleton might have got you, said Frankie. Louise rolled her eyes. So unscary. I almost fell asleep, Frankie checked his watch and saw it was nearly 5:15. We should go home. My mum wants me back by 5:30. Mine too, said Louise. They made their way past the dodging, knocked the coconuts off their stand with tennis balls. Here, Cobe, said Charlie. Try me. Cobe turned and launched a throw towards Charlie. Charlie dived and caught the ball in his goalie glove. Max barked excitedly. The best keepers are, Charlie began. Always ready, said Frankie. And Louise, they heard it a gazillion times, threw the ball back to back. He never took his gloves off, except when his teachers forced him to. He said even when he slept wearing them. Charlie might have been small, but Frankie knew he was best goalie in the year at school. Probably better than anyone in the year above too. Won any prizes, Co? Asked Frankie. His friend shook his head. Nope. I've hit the coconuts, but they don't fall off. Watch. He crouched like a baseball pitcher and held a ball. It smashed right into a coconut, which didn't even wobble. Better luck next time, said the stallholder. Co. I reckon it's a fix, huffed Co. Watch what you say, young man, said the stallholder. I am as honest as they come, straight as an arrow. But Co was already hopping over the road towards the coconut. He grabbed one and tried to tug it from his shoulder. See, said, I knew it, you're cheating. Must be the hot weather, said the stallholder, folding her beefy arms. It's made the coconuts swell up. I don't think coconuts do that, said Frankie. Fits, said Louis. Fits, echoed Charlie, and Max began to bark too. The stallholder shuffled over and put her fingers to her lip. Keep it down, will you? Here. She snatched a large pink teddy bear down from a paper and thrust it towards Co. Take this and go. Co looked at the bear with a frown. I suppose my sister might like it. See you at school, guys. As Co strolled off with his prize, Frankie and his friends walked towards the exit. The cheating stallholder had left a sour taste in Frankie's mouth. He hated when people didn't play fair. Behind this hot dog stand, there was another stall that caught his eye. It had painted signs showed a football whizzing through the air. How come I didn't notice it earlier? Frankie wondered. Hang on, guys, he said, walking over. Max lingered for a moment, staring up at the sausages on the hot plate. Come on, Max, said Frankie. You'll get dinner later. At the football stall, an ancient man with a bushy grey hair up a ladder, about to take the sign. It's too late for a gun, Frankie asked. The old man shook his head as he climbed down the ladder. I'm afraid. When he saw Frankie, he paused. Then I suppose one more 50 pence gets you 3 shots. Get it in the bucket and you'll win a prize. He reached under the counter and pulled out football. It must have been almost as old as he was. The football was half flat and the leather was cracked and peeling off. He set it down in front of Frankie. Max sniffed at it, then whined. That bucket is tiny, said Charlie. It might be another good job. Frankie stared at the old man. There was not something odd about him, with his eyebrows like bristling caterpillars, and his deep wrinkles, but he looked honest enough. Frankie fished his 50 pence out of his pocket and put it on the counter. He took a step back and drew in a breath. With a stab of his tongue, he sent the ball sailing over the bucket. Unlucky, said Louis. The old man placed the ball back at Frankie's feet. 2 goes left. Frankie looked up at the bucket, trying to fix his inch in his mind. This time he took the ball into the air. With less power, the ball dropped towards the bucket and bounced off the rim. It rose through the air, then looped down. It plonked right into the centre of the bucket. Super goal! Yelled Frankie, throwing his arms in the air. Great shot, said Charlie. To see what happens next, come and borrow the fantastic book from the library.